You're getting 15 new houses. You knock 15 down, you're no further ahead. How many people you got living in a house?
Nearly about 20 to 30 people, some of them.
Oh, it's too much.
Probably,
too much.
Probably 5 to 10, you know?
Yeah.
There's an unexpected emergency. This community was almost destroyed by a cyclone, and although it happened 3 weeks ago, and despite their calls to ATSIC, the self-administered Aboriginal organisation, nothing has been done.
It's very hard to get community involvement in the clean-up because ATSIC's divided this community.
We are told that ATSIC doesn't always approve of the community's elected council, and so sometimes ignores their calls for help, even in an emergency like this. Damaged power, water and leaking raw sewage is making this a serious health hazard. Can he help?
It was flying everywhere and people were really scared. The floor was coming through the water, all the blankets got wet.
It's a wonder someone didn't get electrocuted with all those wires coming down.
And all the electricity was all broken down, hanging down. We were frightened, we didn't want to get hurt in our face.
Yeah.
All the steel was flying up. And we were really scared. Even the kids, we had to put the kids away and we nearly hit up in the roof. Just bad, but we were just managed in a big house up there. We all been moved out from the kids' houses to get in a big house. And
was that the one where the roof blew off the top of it?
Nah, just down to this big belting up here.
Oh, this one?
Yeah, and but this, in the inside part, the roof was just trying to take off.
Yeah.
There's not much he can do.
Well, I'll just go to the airport, but I'll come back to the office
But
and pick it up.
perhaps a call to a nearby mining company might bring the help so badly needed.
Yeah, the school was, but certainly there was no supervision by ATSIC, and the plumbing's just a disgrace. Well, I mean, Warralong is, it's clear when we got there 10 days after the cyclone, and the same day that Wawa is fixing up the sewage. And it's clearly been running out in the ground quite a little lake there. You know, and then they talk about Aboriginal health. The only people put the capital into the mining companies to get it going. But once you get it going, Derby should be the place where you export live cattle, not broom. You still riding horses?
Yeah.
Billy used to be head stockman for King Ranches, and how old are you now, Billy?
76.
76. There you go.
So I might be 77 now.
Yeah. You still ride damn so better than I ever did.
Very few.
Yeah. Yeah, aren't I beautiful?
Yeah. No, that's a good photo, that.
So, how's it going on the campaign trail?
Oh, it was hard to say. You know, candidates always get confident. I'm confident.
This electorate's about 6 times the size of Japan, but there are only 70,000 voters. Must be a big job for you.
Yeah. Any more questions?
Oh, I think you might have one.
From now, what are you going to do?
Me?
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going home. I'm going home to have a shower, actually. Now, what you ought to do is, you ought to go to Japan, get one of these nice new cameras. They're very small, much more efficient than this big one you've got. Works all right.
It's the latest one. Yeah.
Here comes trouble. The next interview will catch him out and risk his election chances.
Wanted to have a chat to you on camera.
What about?
Oh, just about something.
Well, you've got to tell me what it's about, so I might say that.
Sorry, just about AJ Bell. He's a supporter on the campaign team and things like that, is he?
No. Mr. Barwick is the ex-secretary of the AWU. Alfred's a fellow with whom I've had many arguments with over the years, but, you know, we're pretty straight with each other. So I get on with him okay, but certainly couldn't call us friends.
No. So it's got nothing really to do with you?
Well, you're talking about this letter he sent around.
Because in the letter he's remarked a gin could win the seat of Kalgoorlie. That's a pretty racist remark. I just thought maybe you'd like to, what do you think about that?
Well, I mean, it's a colloquialism. And I know I don't have any thoughts on it. It's Barwick's comment. It's a colloquialism. I'm not going to comment on that. It's a. I get very, very tired of this political correctness. He could have said a drover's dog or a half-wit or anything else. His terminology is his own.
But don't you agree that this is a racist remark?
No, it is not a racist remark. It is a colloquial remark. It's not one I would have used, but it's a colloquial remark. And this is just the height of political correctness. Now, what word is it you want to stop next?
But considering there's a great deal of Aborigines in your electorate, don't you think that's quite an astonishing remark to make?
No, I don't think it's astonishing. You've got to consider the context in which it was made, and it's a word that has very current and common usage amongst Aboriginals themselves. But so to say, it's certainly not a word I would have used, but nor am I going to condemn Mr. Barwick for using it. I think that's just absolute nonsense. And what the media's got to realise, and what people have got to realise, is freedom of speech is indivisible. You either have it or you don't have it. And if we allow the media, self-righteous people, sanctimonious people, such as yourself, Gabriella, then to dictate what we say, freedom of speech will disappear. No, you've got to accept that.
So with Mr. Barwick, who are writing this letter, he's part of your campaign team. Do you think that's acceptable?
Well, I've just said he's not part of my campaign team. He is a person who was offered support.
Can we have some shots of you looking at the letter, or you just
Go on, you can look at the letter,
yeah,
please.
just get...
Only one word. Just one word.
Yeah, Gabby. Gabby,
Yep. Yep.
And an interview he could have avoided.
There you are, Gabriella. I know that, but they have a copy of the letter he wrote to Anderton, which Anderton made available, obviously, to Broome. They got it from Broome, and I said, look, it's Barwick's letter, it's nothing to do with me. I knew that would surface. I know that, Michelle. We're commenting about Barwick's letter, not about my letter. But I think it was racist. No, just colloquially could have said a drover's dog.
It stand the pressure of pushing your way through the crowd. Yeah, and then you've got to go through customs and all that jazz, yeah.
Then you walk to the nearest taxi rank.
Oh? Yeah, good to see it.
Great, good. You've got to study hard, otherwise you don't have a future.
Really shake Mr. Campbell's hand, mate.
Yeah.
Wish him good luck. And tell him we're going to vote for him.
What's your name?
Blake Ebstree.
Blake. Yeah. What's your name?
Hagen Ebstree.
In here.
Hagen Ebstree.
Hagen Ebstree.
Ah, we're going to slow immigration down so there's not so many people competing for the jobs.
Do you think that's a good idea, Blake? Yeah.
The ADP sent out, the State Secretary sent a letter telling all the workers to vote for Taylor. And our Barwick sent one out, said this is disgraceful, using union money like this, Campbell's done with Gordon Taylor, blah, blah. Then he went on, he said something, Taylor thinks even the gin could win this seat. Well, I mean, he could have said a drover's dog or anything, it's a colloquialism. Now, my electorate is in fact 91% of the state. And this is a fascinating electorate, because this electorate, I mean, in Canberra, and Keating referred to as full of rednecks. It's not the case. This electorate really is a microcosm of the whole of Australia. you've got people from all over Australia here, usually people with a bit of sense of adventure and a bit of get up and go. It's got a very large Aboriginal constituency, it's got an enormous number of migrants, it's got agriculture and the pastoral industry, so it's really got everything. A bit light on for snowfields. There is not a city in Australia that exists on its productivity. They all exist on the wealth generated in the hinterland.
What you obviously hire. Graeme Campbell, is it?
Yeah.
Graeme, you're running for independent here.
Independent, yeah.
Graeme, I asked you a straight question. I'm just translating here. What is your vision for Australia in 10 years? Honestly.
Like politicians know that Australians want to cut down immigration. They don't want to bar multiculturalism. You know, the polls, every poll says about 80% of people oppose it, but they won't let the people have a say. And both parties have got exactly the same policy. Both Howard and Keating have said immigration is going up. It's crazy. If a country doesn't have the right to say with whom it shares this country, it's got no rights at all.
No.
Now, the policy of multiculturalism is driving the immigration, and they want to keep bringing in diverse ethnic groups to keep this whole industry going, because it's now a very big and powerful industry. Now, all the polling shows that, yet both political parties have said immigration will go up. Immigration will go up when we've already got high unemployment. And believe me, employment's a lot higher than the figures show, because so many people, it's hidden in things like training and continuous training. Training for what, I don't know. I don't even want a race-based policy here, but I do want one where we have compatible people, and you don't bring people into Australia whose culture is in direct conflict with our own. We have a Western liberal democracy. It's basically a Judeo-Christian culture. It is not compatible, for instance, with fundamentalist Islam. So don't bring them in.
Why do people come here and we have to build temples and mosques and... Didn't they come for freedom of living and open spaces and life?
When you start impacting people who are clearly different in such numbers that they can't assimilate,
Because
you're
they
just
couldn't
asking
live by, it's like the Asians and all that. It's too harsh a country.
Well,
they come here for a better way of life.
People come here for a better way of life, yeah. And I've really got no problem with that, provided they have a commitment to Australia.
That's right.
We never live in the long term. We always live in the short term. Because immigrants keep coming in, so there never is any long term. It's all happening every year. So, I mean, if you could say, right, 50 years' time it'll be okay, it would be if you stop now. Yeah. But that won't happen.
Well, you have a look at what happened to England. Enoch Powell, he told them what had happened. You go over there, God, strike me bloody run.
Well,
unbelievable.
And one way to destroy national borders is to break down national identity.
That's right. I remember our illustrious Prime Minister getting up there a couple of years ago and saying, we've got one Australia. But he's the one that's divided Australia.
That's right. Yeah. You don't want to build mosques and temples here. This is Australia. This is the land of freedom to a point, but you all work and you earn your dollar and you don't change what's here, because here is what people come for. I don't know the answer, but I think we've got to communicate more. Communication. Don't. But I still believe communication is the thing that makes the world go round. I'm one of 8 girls and 1 boy, and my father would never let us say Mary Smith was a bad girl. He always found something good in everybody, and there's good in all of us. Doesn't matter whether the biggest criminal under the sun. But how do you direct that goodness? I don't know the answer to that, except communication. That's my only answer. And politicians don't answer to us in that way. They're deviants. I don't say Graeme answered tonight. Graeme answered many questions. But a particular man that's leading the country at the moment is being devious, because he puts an issue on another issue, so you don't know what the other issue is, what's going on everybody gets sidetracked and they forget the real principles in life. Family unity and communication. And if all these people did this, you'd have no problems. Turn it on, and I'll tell you something.
Yeah, look, quite frankly, he's a racist little prick. He is. But I mean, it was absolutely no point in me attacking him. There would have been, you know, would just cause an enormous division. Now, he's not a friend of mine. No, they said he's a long-term friend of mine. Christ, Barwick and I have been enemies for ages. However, Barwick said to me, he said, I'm supporting you. He said, you cunt. He said, because he said, at least I know where you stand. That was his exact words.
All right. Yep. Yeah, well, that's right. Yep.
It was a strange mixture. I really had tried to change the Labor Party from the inside, and I'd obviously failed. So there was a sense of relief as well as an outrage about it. And I thought, well, I'll just get on with it. Now, I had done an enormous amount of work for the LP, and actually so had my wife. You know, my wife has done so much work, totally unrecognised. Had she been in the city and had she been in the right faction, she'd have been within the Senate. But of course, that doesn't happen in the bush.
It gets a bit lonely, just to be, well, lonely to be on your own as a tautology. But, you know, to go out, I mean, you don't have a partner, so you're not single. You can't really enjoy what a single person would. And then you're not married, so you really haven't got the, well, you're married, so but he's not here, so you haven't got the company. So it makes it, you know, a bit difficult at times. Talk about quality of, you know, time and sort of quantity. When they were little, you know, when they used to go and play cricket with their father when he'd come on a Sunday afternoon or things like that, once in a while. But I think they've managed. But they certainly haven't had a family life. We haven't had a family life at all. I mean, oh, well, I've grown used to it. I mean, in fact, I get on very well with Graeme over the phone. We speak a lot over the phone, probably better than when he's here. That's what I was saying yesterday. I think it would be a shock, you know, for the system if you happen to be. Well, it won't happen. I mean, it wouldn't be here all the time anyway. But if you happen to be here more often, it'd be quite difficult because obviously I'm quite independent and. But his expectations are. It's quite reasonable. I mean, he certainly doesn't expect me to drop what I do and. You know, when he comes home or anything like that, and you know, do the cooking and the washing, whatever. I mean, he's never been like that. Thank goodness. I suppose I wouldn't have stayed with him if he had been.
Were there lots of people?
Oh, bloody lots and lots. In the night, when I made the speech, there wasn't that many. Oh, there was enough.
Hello?
In front of your office regarding last night's comments.
Hello?
June,
What's up?
no, it's just a protest at the front. Yeah. I don't know what the comment was last night, so I can't.
That comment that was in the letter, in Alf Barwick's letter, that we cut out. You know the one I'm talking about.
But, you know, I suspect Alf is, I suspect he is probably a bit racist. You know, a lot of those old-style Labor blokes are. Happy to do it, Jane. Yeah, but, well, yeah, what time are you coming down? Because I've got to... Oh, look, I've got to go... Oh, can you come any early? Because I've got to go to Kambolda.
Past 12, you've got to leave.
I've got to be at 12:30.
No, you've got to leave here.
I've got to leave here at 4:30. Aboriginal group coming to see me with TV and radio.
Airport, so if you're going in the next 5 minutes,
Yeah, won't get you much. You were out in the last plane, are you?
well,
And can I
yeah,
can I interview? Can I make an interview, short interview?
Yeah, yeah.
That's enough. Okay?
he wants to do it.
A bit much,
Wait till you win.
isn't it?
But we've got the opposition now doing really nasty advertising, scare campaign on TV. They're just flooding the television with ads.
This is footage for Japanese television. I don't know why the hell I'm bothering with them. There's no voice in it.
Well, it's nothing to do with you. I think you should say that it's September, it's unfortunate. And tell them that Al-Barwick has never been a long-standing friend of yours.
Yes.
Well, I mean, why turn on our
Oh, yeah, no,
when
no,
you
no,
send
no.
out his letter? I think that's a bit stupid.
No, I don't mean that, but I mean, it's when Graeme told them that he wasn't a friend of Al-Barwick, he was supporting him because he didn't want to support Ian Terry. But on the TV, that's Gabriella. Jeez, I mean, that girl is just so stupid.
But I'd be careful doing that, considering you've
no.
use his letter.
I mean,
I think you can't change your mind too much there.
I said to her, look, I'm not condemned out. I said, he said.
But the fact is, we circulated the letter where that was taken up.
Can we get their votes back? This is a question I asked. They went and voted for him. And this here hasn't reached out the desert yet. And those ladies have already voted. How dare you let that man write things about us, gins? That was a term used by white men when they first come to Australia. How would you like it if we went to your wife, or one of our men went to your wife and called her a name that you didn't like? This is an insult.
Have you finished?
And this letter should not have been passed
Have you
through
finished?
ever. No, I haven't finished yet.
All right, well, tell me when you
This
finish.
letter should have never been passed through Parliament. What else goes behind closed doors, we don't know.
Now look, the letter was not passed through Parliament. It was a private letter that somebody leaked. It was private correspondence that somebody got hold of, specifically to cause trouble. Now, it wasn't my letter. I didn't make the statement. I made that clear. It wasn't my words, and I said I was unfortunate words. I wouldn't have used it. I said he could have used a drover's dog, and I'd rather he had done it, but he didn't. Now, I'm not responsible for what other people say. How can I be responsible for what other
Drover's dog is still putting us in the same category.
But hang on. How can I possibly be responsible for what other people say?
Have you commented on it? Yes, you commented on it.
I did not say it was okay at all. I said,
because we
now look,
seen the TV ad.
now look, I didn't say it was okay at all. The TV interview, I given it. Now look, I didn't say it was at all. I simply said, it was Mr. Barwick's comment. It wasn't my comment, and I wouldn't have made it. Now, I said to the TV, go and see Mr. Barwick. Now, I can't help what the TV puts to air. And what I say is this, and I'm telling you this now. If you go around stopping people making statements, where do you stop? Where do you draw the line? What you end up doing is attacking free speech, and that is something which I won't tolerate.
Does he know what a gin means?
He's not a member of my party.
Then why did you comment on this?
Because the media came to me and asked me to comment because he was supporting me.
How would you like me to call you slut or a whore? That's what that word means. I've got every right to get angry.